you today as someone who carries within him the true aspirations of Zeon.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zeon, you are my remnants, and welcome to the channel. And today is the glorious day where Rage 2 is born into existence. I never thought we would get a sequel to this. I love Rage 1, and I was always telling people, hey, have you played Rage 1? Have you played Rage 1? Way back in the day when it came out. And not a lot of people played it, and it's a shame because I love that game. I recently just replayed it on PC with the DLC. I never played the DLC before. I'm gonna play this hard because why not? And I played it, and then literally a month or two later, Rage 2 was announced, and I was like, "There's no way." And now it's here.
We had such plans for this world.
That must be the Authority.
So mercifully cleansed by the media they named Apophis. We had such plans, all thwarted by one man, Nicholas Rain.
Okay, so that's the character from Rage 1.
Our future was ended. The arcs emerged. The ecopods came tumbling down, all premature, pouring life back into the barren lands, starting the cycle of life anew.
Alright. So that bad guy's way over the top. Okay, so now we have to select a character.
What the hell is going on out there?
Nothing good. Better
I'm
gear
gonna
up
be a
and move
female
out.
because why not? Being a badass female in the wasteland's pretty cool. Grab your weapons. Oop, okay, square is pick up shit.
What is that?
Is that a wing stick? That looks like a wing stick right there. Can I have the wing? Oh yes, give me the wing stick. No, that's a new wing stick. That's different. A little bit different than the original one. Nice. You can fall over now. Oh, there.
Come on, Lily.
Ah! That use the zip line. My dumb ass just goes, I'm gonna jump up. Whoa! Alright, throw the wing stick. Ah! R1. There we go. Oh!
Shit, it took his whole head off.
Oh, Jersey's dead. Bye. Stealing a dead man's armor.
Shit, Mom's gonna skin you alive messing with ranger gear.
I don't give a damn.
Still got a lot of Jersey in it.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you some gameplay real quick. I am here at the Shrouded Outpost, and I wanted to do this particular outpost because the Shrouded are from Rage 1, and I've been fighting goons for a while, and also because this is the hardest outpost I've done. This is a level 8, as you can see here. With the skulls, level 8 out of 10. I haven't done anything this difficult yet. I don't have all my abilities yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and see what we can do. And it's hard to talk and play at the same time. And I've never been very good at aiming anyway. Oh, these guys go invisible. Okay, that's cool. That wing stick bounced right off him. What the hell? Ah, no! Defibrillator, save me! I upgraded this, thankfully, so hopefully I get some health back. Okay, grenade time. You guys are a bit ridiculous. So yeah, there are a lot of differences, and I wish that there was more... What? What killed me? Oh, man. I don't even know what hit me. These Shrouded guys, man, they got all this armor on. Who hit me? Storage container. Oh, nice parkour, dude. How much armor do you have, sir? Alright. So I failed epically. I wasn't using my abilities to the fullest, not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm sure there'll be more shrouded outposts. It was cool to fight enemies from Rage 1. I've been fighting these goons, and the goons are... They're actually pretty cool. They're eccentric, they run at you, they baseball bat grenades at you. They just like blowing shit up and being a bunch of assholes. So they're actually pretty cool. So far in playing the game, there has been no loading screen going into any of these places, even if it's through a door, even going into the arcs, the towns. There's no loading at all, which is great. It's a seamless experience for the game. I think there's some things that in Rage 2... What? Seriously, that damage? Did that damage me? Because if it did, that's ridiculous. There are just things in Rage 2 that Rage 1 had that are missing, and I think would have made this game 100 times... And it's a good game as it is. It's a lot of fun. But I think if they had added those things from Rage 1 that made the game so awesome into Rage 2 and had this good mix of old and new, I think this game would be a lot better than what it is.
Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and real quick break down my first impressions of Rage 2. I've played the game for about a dozen hours or so. I really love the first Rage. A lot of people slept on it or didn't like it for whatever reason when they played it. I really love that game, to be honest. It's one of the first games I ever pre-ordered, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2010. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the first game I ever pre-ordered. And let's go over the pros of Rage 2. Obviously, combat is amazing. There is a ton of different abilities that you can use. They're not anything spectacular as far as abilities. A lot of them, for me, are from Destiny. You have double jump, you have smash, you have shield, you have a dash type ability. Just like in Rage 1, the enemy type is varied. You have different kinds of mercenaries, and they have all kind of different armors and weapons and skills. You have the Shrouded that are full of armor, like you saw. You have to get rid of the armor to kill them. They have turrets that they can spawn that fly around them. Some of them go invisible and try to attack you with a shotgun or sword. You have the Goon Squad, like I said, those guys just, they don't give a shit. They run at you, try and hit you with a bat, or try and hit a grenade to you like they're trying to be Negan from The Walking Dead or some shit. They're awesome. The Authority, I haven't faced any Authority soldiers yet, so hopefully, I'm assuming they're in the game. So far, it's just the Authority mutants and their experiments or whatever running around, really creepy looking shits. There's the mutants, which I love and hate at the same time, because I'm super skittish when it comes to shit like that. Actually, I'm going to be playing Cult of the Death God mission, which is a Rage 1 throwback, or it has to do with Rage 1, and it's pretty funny because I get pretty freaked out pretty easily. So that'll be coming out after this video, so enjoy that. Enjoy my my Yelps for help. My Yelps for help. That should be a t-shirt. Yelp for help. So you have that, and what other means? We have the river hogs or whatever. Those guys are interesting. They have a one big boss dude, or I think it's a lady. I don't know. They have like a huge shield in the front. She tries to run at you and smash you. You got to hit her from the back and stuff like that. So definitely, enemies are great. The weapons feel good. All the weapons, I like them. We'll get into the cons of the weapons as well in a second. The assault rifle and the shotgun, that's all I've been using. I've tried some of the other guns. They feel good, and I like that all the guns have different fire modes, whether you're ADSing or if you're just shooting regularly, which is really cool. That's a nice touch, and I like that a lot. The landscapes are varied. In this game, we have the arcs and these ecopods that have created environments everywhere. So you have swamps and green areas. You have your desert, like in Original Rage. So it's pretty cool, nice variation. I like it. Tons of stuff to explore, tons of stuff to do. The campaign's decent. I like that some of the characters from Rage 1 have aged, and now they're main characters in Rage 2. Like Lucem Hagar, she was the lady that gave you the wing stick in Rage 1. And I think John Marshall was in Rage 1 too, but I'm trying to think of who John Marshall is. Was that the guy in the beginning? I have to look this up now. Oh, that's who that is? Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, so yeah, I had to actually look it up. So yeah, one of the other guys that gives you quests and the main character, his name is John Marshall. He was in the first Rage, and he's a leader of the Resistance. He just looks so different, and I thought the name Marshall sounded familiar. He's Captain Marshall in Rage 1. So I wasn't sure if it was a relative or the same guy, but it's the same guy. So yeah, so a lot of callbacks to Rage 1. But you don't have to have played Rage 1 to understand this game. It's pretty cut and dry. Now, cons of the game. And I have here the weapons from Rage 1. And I'm going to go through that here. I would say there's more guns in Rage 2. Not by a lot, though. Maybe by 1 or 2. But let's go through what's in Rage 1 that is not in Rage 2. Which I think is a detriment to Rage 2. Because I feel like whatever was in Rage 1 weapon-wise should have been brought over to Rage 2 and then add all this other stuff. So in Rage 1, let's go over the stuff that's not in Rage 2 currently. Authority machine gun, double barrel shotgun, EMP grenades, Fist of Rage, RC bomb car, sentry bot, sentry turret, sniper rifle, crossbow, nail gun. That's 10. Right there, that's 10 weapons and craftables, whatever you want to call them, that is not in Rage 2. And a lot of these I like quite a bit, especially the striker crossbow from Rage 1. You could put different ammo types into the weapon. And actually, all the guns in Rage 1 had that, which is weird that Rage 2 doesn't have that, as being that the weapons are customizable. But Rage 1, they had different ammo types for every weapon. You had incendiary rounds and all kind of stuff. And different enemies required different ammo to kill them. I think Borderlands does something similar. I haven't played Borderlands too much. But the striker crossbow had cool stuff because it had these darts that you could shoot in the water and it would electrify the water and you can stealth kill enemies that way. It had detonating arrows. It had regular arrows, of course. And then it had mind control arrows where you could hit someone, control them for a bit, walk them over to enemies and blow them up. And then you had the sniper rifle, so if you wanted to pick off enemies from a distance before engaging close combat, you can do that. And in Rage 2, there's nothing like that. The developers said specifically they wanted you to get in the action, which I'm cool with. And the game is going to be like that regardless, especially if you level design it correctly. But there were times playing Rage 2 where I entered into an area that was more difficult than what I was ready for, and I was out of health kits, and like one time I was attacking a shroud base, doing the solar panel base or whatever, and I got cornered. I had nothing, and I was up on a tower, and the enemies were just coming up the ladder. I was shotgunning and was running out of shotgun ammo, and there's still like 10 enemies on the ground shooting at me, and I was like, a sniper rifle would be great right now. So I think that's an issue. I don't know why a lot of these things weren't added, especially like the sentry bot's really cool. The sentry drone is okay. Maybe if I upgrade it, it's better. You had the sentry turret, which was badass. The bomb car, which was cool. And that's another con with Rage 2. Again, they want you in on the action, face to face, in the mix. But like if you had the RC bomb car or something, you could just park to the side and RC bomb car into the den and blow some enemies up before you go in or something like that. Or maybe like in Rage 1, there were certain areas to unlock or to get to that required the use of the RC bomb car, and then you would have some variation in the gameplay, which I like a lot. I don't know why they didn't do that, because that's something I really love about Rage 1 was all these different ways to dispatch your enemies, which of course is in Rage 2, but it's more of a, like I said, in your face, in the mix type thing, whereas Rage 1 had that, but it had another side of it where you could be just like an engineer character and craft all these things, and you didn't even have to shoot a gun if you didn't want to. You could use sentry turret, sentry spider, RC bomb car, whatever, and then you had the different ammo types for certain enemies. And just like the grenades in Rage 2 so far, I only have one grenade. In Rage 1, they had EMP grenades that were used to attack the Authority because they have shields, and the EMP would take away their shields, kind of like how in Rage 2, the vehicle you drive has a shockwave that gets rid of the shrouded shields when you're attacking convoys. So they had that as well in Rage 1, and the EMP grenades also, they destroyed generators that the Authority had. And you also had EMP bullets, so you could do that too. So I'm just really disappointed. And then the nail gun was introduced in the DLC. That was a cool weapon. You just shoot a nail gun, guys get stuck to the wall and stuff. Like, why wasn't that put in the game? That's a crazy thing to use, right? And who knows? Maybe in the DLCs coming out, the next one is the Ghost. So that's a Rage 1 faction. Maybe they'll bring some of the stuff back. I hope so, but it should have been in the base game. As well, I feel like the racing in Rage 2 is not better than in Rage 1. I was trying to race. There is a story mission you have to do where you have to race, just like in Rage 1. But I find my vehicle just skidding all over the place for no reason. And sometimes my car does a 360. I don't know if I'm hitting a pebble in the ground or whatever. But it's just not that... It's not as good as Rage 1, I don't think. The combat... while you're going through the wasteland is not bad. I like actually doing the convoy attacks. It's pretty cool. And you get a lot of auto crafting parts for doing that to upgrade your vehicle. So I like that. And I like that you can get into all these different factions' vehicles. But I don't think, and it doesn't seem like you can, upgrade vehicles that you find in the wasteland, which I think is disappointing too. That would have been awesome. Because I really like the Shrouded's vehicle, the smaller one with shields. But the turrets suck, and I would love to upgrade that thing to have better weapons. That would be awesome. So that's a con there. And then my last con is the fact that the story is like a big loyalty mission. You're doing these loyalty missions for these three different towns, and you're building up until you get their story missions to progress the story. It breaks up the narrative. Like Rage 1 had a pretty consistent narrative, and then you kind of could branch out and do different things, and like the Mutant Bash TV or explore sewers and stuff like that. There wasn't too much exploring in Rage 1. There was enough that made it interesting, but you wanted more. So Rage 2 gives you more, but then the story is laid out in a different format. I don't know if I like it yet. I'm still iffy on it. Oh, here's another con for Rage 2. Why the hell is there no mini games like in Rage 1? Like in Rage 1, you're going through the street of Wellspring, and there's people on the ground, and they're gambling, and you can gamble with them. And then there was a card game that was actually really good, and you could do those little side games to make extra money if you were short. And some of them are really cool. I think there was 3, right? There was a card game, there was the board game, which was cool, and then I think there was wasn't there one with a knife? Or am I thinking of Witcher? But yeah, why is that not in Rage 2? That was a pretty cool way to make extra money, and it made the world feel alive, like you're interacting with the townspeople and stuff, and the stuff that they do on a daily basis, So those are my cons for Rage 2. Overall, I think it's good. But I'm disappointed that they abandoned a lot of the things that made Rage 1 so good, in my opinion. So that's disappointing. If they had took Rage 1 and added all these things from Rage 2 together, like I said, picking the locks with the lock grinder and everything, and getting into new areas and stuff like that, and having more interactive scenes. Like I wish that some of these side bases and objectives had some type of story to them, some type of random event, like in Fallout, like Fallout 3, something like that, But otherwise, I'm enjoying it. But I'm honest, I do love Rage 1 a lot. I know a lot of people don't like it or whatever. I don't see how you can't not at least enjoy the game of Rage 1, because it's an awesome gameplay-wise, and the enemies are awesome. It's just a fun game to play. But it ended way too short. And so Rage 2, I'm hoping that in the DLC they add some of these things back. Maybe they won't, because they seem like they're dead set on making this game a zany, crazy, kill people. Oh, here's another con of Rage 2. Why the fuck? I understand people blowing up when I shotgun blast them or hit them with a grenade. Why do some enemies blow up when I melee them? When I pistol whip them with my back of my assault rifle, they blow up. It's the weirdest thing. Like, that's just, I don't know, it's just gore. I get gore if you shotgun someone or you grenade them, But I literally come up and I smack you with my pistol and you blow up in a million pieces. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know, it's like in Fallout when you get that perk, the extra bloody perk or whatever, and everybody just blows up in a splatter of blood. It's like that. There's at least that, like, you chose to activate that. Like, you know, this just doesn't make sense. So let me guys know, what do you think of Rage 2? Have you played Rage 1? And if you have, let me know so far, what game do you think is better? Do you agree with me on the things not being carried over from Rage 1 to Rage 2? Let me know down in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more creative content. If you like to support my channel, go ahead, buy a Destiny t-shirt. Represent your team on designedbyhumans.com. Links will be at the end of the video and in the description, or you can support me on Patreon as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, Zeon!